Okay, let's try this and then see if you can you see that? Can you see him trying right now?
Yeah, but he's not fully connecting into that room yet. Or, I mean, he's not even connected to that. Yeah, I see he's trying, but it's not fully negotiated. He's not even sitting in the prompt room.
Oh. I wonder why that would be, because I'm able to get in just fine, and he's been able to get in just fine.
Go ahead and try again. For some reason, I had trouble tonight, too. It took me about 3 tries before I could get in. I wonder if there's something...
If you have...
Yeah, see, it's not fully negotiating.
Can you see his IP number?
See, you're going in through a gatekeeper, so I don't get it. Can you have him go out to ipchicken.com and get it? Oh, wait. Well, you're using a video system.
I can hang on. I think he knows his. Hey, do you know your external IP?
Yeah, but chips?
You have to have it written down somewhere because it doesn't show up anymore.
Because it's like the loudest thing through the
I don't know. They've been sitting in my locker
Yeah, I should
since
know that because
They
you're
look good, don't get me wrong.
Do you want some?
and then our 74123 is the same. Okay, Linda's gonna dial into you. I was just trying to connect you, and she can see it, but it's not, for some reason it's not negotiating for some reason. But she can call you. We're gonna try it. All right, bye. Okay, Linda, 74.123.240.207.
Okay, just give me 1 minute to set that up.
Okay.
I know. If I was a little bit higher, it would be like, don't make it weird. I'm not making it weird.
Andy, how did basketball go? Or do you not have a game?
I don't play anymore.
Andy, are they going to win?
It's being this side.
Yeah, Alex, you need to be over here.
Okay.
The score was tomorrow. It's after half, so.
Are they, like, better than the other team?
Kina?
Hi, Rob. It's Linda at the bridge. Can you see and hear me okay?
Now I've got you on there. Yes, I do.
Okay, super. All right, well, plan B.
Yeah, whatever works.
I got you stored in the bridge now, so if we ever have that problem again, I can just dial out to you.
You know, too, Linda, it's kind of strange because this morning we were our anatomy and physiology. Both of our anatomy and physiology teachers were hooked up to Cozy, and we had some issues that we haven't had in the past dialing out too. So I'm gonna have to check with our IT guys and see if maybe they changed some settings or something. So
okay. Well, you know, if we run into this again, you know, we can always dial out to you. We prefer to have you dial in, but you know, it's not a problem either way.
yeah, well, we appreciate it. It's a late night for you guys.
Well, it's not too bad. It's only going on 11. It's not the middle of the night. We've done that before.
Yeah, we've done the middle of the morning before too, so.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going to mute so these girls quit yakking away here in my room.
I'm going to mute as well.
Okay, sounds good. And actually, Greg, if you want to move your camera down just a little bit, head it up on the lights. That might help just a bit.
I will. I'll get that set up.
Super. Okay, thanks. Rob, is the audio and video sound okay coming to you?
Audio and video is good. Yes.
Okay, good. Just wanted to double check.
Hey, Joseph.
Yeah.
You hey, well, you guys be quiet for a minute. Can you guys Kristen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I have a single male student in Cooper Landing who wants to participate. So should I just set it up for him? Can we call him into there? Can I get him into the bridge too, so it's a better view for us? Or
I'm not entirely.
Or should I just go ahead?
I'm not entirely sure.
What type of system does he? What type of system does he have, Greg? How would he dial in?
Joseph, what are you using the V8, the VSX up there? Or are you using M100, or what are you using now?
I'm not sure.
Are you using the Polycom camera?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's a VSX, Linda.
Is he called into you right now? Because we see him when he talks.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing my screen. My screen's black now, and I'm not seeing, unless you're muting your video, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, that could be bandwidth because he's dialed into you. I bet if he doesn't dial into you and dials us directly, then you'll probably get the video back. Okay. Yeah, just have him, all you need to do is dial our IP address. That's 64.47.21.90. And then you'll just have to do the prompts where you have to, hit the pound to access the bridge dial pad, and then it's 3333.
Did you get that, Joseph?
What were the numbers again?
Sorry, just 1 second. It's 64.47.21.90. And when what you're going to do is you're going to see the bridge, and it'll say enter meeting room. You have to hit pound, and that accesses the bridge dial pad, and then you hit dial. You will dial 3333 pound, and that puts you in the correct room. If not, I'll need to know your IP address to dial you in.
Okay, so go ahead and hang up and try and call in. And then Joseph, the other thing is that you can't be in the camera view. You can listen, but you can't be in the camera view, and just keep your microphone muted the whole time, okay? So you can listen to participate, but you can't be in camera view.
Okay.
All right.
That's all we ever said. You said yeah. Oh, well, he says okay too.
Okay, Greg, I lost your video now also.
Okay, so maybe that's what's going on. I'm going to dial back in, okay?
Okay.
Or you wait. You had to call me. You had to call me. Or no, you had to call Rob.
Yeah, I called Rob. You dialed in.
Okay. Let me call back in.
Okay, sounds good. And let's go ahead and check in. Do we have Huda? Do we have our other friends, Yemen friends?
They're not online yet, but they should be on shortly. So we'll let you guys know once they are. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good.
Kristen, are you there?
I'm here, Rob. This is Linda.
Hi, Linda. I was just curious, how should we address Huda? Should we say Miss Hassani? Or...
Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah, you'll have to check with Kristen. She'll be back in just a minute.
Okay. I wanted to check on that. try to be
You
appropriate.
got
Sure.
you got video. You got video again, right, from us, Linda?
Yep. Yep, I can see you now.
Did Joseph make it in?
Let me just check real quick. Nope, don't see him yet.
Okay.
He's in the other room. It looks like he's having the same problem. He's not fully negotiating. So any chance you know his... Oh, wait a minute. No, any chance you know his IP address?
Oh, you know, I might. Yes. Well, yeah. Give me a second. I think I do have it. Okay, you
What
chirpy
location
girls.
what location
that?
should we call that?
Cooper Landing.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, his IP, his external IP should be 74-123-240-215.
Okay. Cooper Landing. Okay. Let me just go ahead and add him in.
I honestly should not be eating I didn't even check my weight.
Okay, we have you connected. And I'm sorry, your name again at Cooper's Landing?
Girls, be quiet. Tell her your name, Joseph.
Joseph, okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Hey Joseph, it's Linda. Can you see and hear me okay?
Yeah.
He's pretty old hat, Linda. He's in a one-room schoolhouse about 70 miles from us and is in one of my classes every day via video.
Okay, super. All right, well then I think we've got all three of your sites, and then we're just waiting to get our friends in Yemen in, which hopefully will be just any second now.
Yes,
Okay.
and so
right,
an update from the Yemen school, they're online and will be on the call probably within the next minute or so. But while we're waiting for them to come on, I do want to ask the students that are present right now, I'm going to change my screen, and I just want you to let me know if you can see our Youth Talk Ning page. So here we go. At Kenai and Skyview, can you see that clearly? That's our Ning main page.
Yes, we can.
Great. And can you also see this? It's going to change now to the brown. This is your class page.
Yes.
Everyone see that? Excellent. Great. So we'll talk a little bit about Ning once we get started. Just to remind everybody to be on that site so you guys can talk to each other between our video conferences. And we will have your Yemen peers on shortly. So if everyone can just sit tight a little bit longer, we're about to get started. Thank you.
Kristen, this is Rob at Skyview, and I do have a question.
Sure.
How should we address Huda? Should we say Miss Hassani or use her first name? What would be appropriate?
Well, for this video conference, it will actually be once we start all students. So Huda will stay off screen, you and Greg will also kind of be off screen, and the students will run everything. If at any point you guys do interact, you can feel free to use first names. You can use Miss Hassani if you'd like as well. So whichever you prefer. But once we get started, we will, again, most of the students will be guiding questions and learning one another's first names. Does that sound good? Great.
Yep, thank you.
while we're waiting for the last school to come on, Rob, at your group, if you want to move, I'm not sure if you're expecting a lot more students, but otherwise we can move the students that are there kind of either more to the front or to the center, and then zoom your camera in on them. This way we get a nice clear shot of all of them. And as more students come.
We're going to have everybody in these front row seats here. And then if I do have some family members that are males and that, I'm going to have them on the side of the room outside the camera. So that's kind of why we're in the direction we're at. So.
Okay,
thanks.
Great. Great.
Hi, Huda. This is Linda at the video conferencing bridge. Can you see and hear me okay? Hi, Huda. It's Linda. Can you see and hear me?
Yeah, I can. What about you?
Yes, I can. I think our video is a little bit slow today, but I can see and hear you. I am seeing something on the screen, though. Grace, is that on your end or is that on the far end?
Hi, Linda.
That
it's on
is
my end.
Grace. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to check the audio and video real quick, and I think for the sake of time, I'll go ahead and start the recording so we can get going. Thank you.
Welcome to Polycom Conference Recorder Playback Service. Conference recording has started.
Hi, okay. At our Huda, at your site there, you can finish getting your video set up onto the people in the room with you. Right now we see just you. While you're doing that, wonderful. And also, Huda, just make sure your microphone is muted when you're not speaking. And with that, I do want to get started because I know it's extremely late in Alaska, 7 o'clock at night, and quite early in the morning in Yemen. So as they're getting that camera set up, I just want to get started with first welcoming everybody to our Youth Talk program.
Can you please ask this question?
Huda, your site, no, we see the ceiling. You're going to have to move the computer down a little bit.
What about now?
Okay, we see your students, but are the lights on in the classroom?
Wait a minute, I'm going to do something.
We see the students, but only their shadows. So the lights are too bright or the lights are not on? Maybe
Huda,
Linda
actually,
can
this
help.
is Linda at the bridge. If you have windows at the back of the room, you'll need to pull the shades to block the sunlight that's coming in, or turn the camera away from the windows. That's what's making it very dark. That's much.
now?
Yes, that's much better. We only see. We were only able to see you though.
Huda, if maybe we can move all of the students to sit there, the direction that the camera is pointing now. And then that chair that you just put right there will be perfect. As the students speak, we'll have them sit in that chair.
Christy, what about now?
That's getting better. There's a lot of movement right now, so let's have everybody sit down right where you guys are. And it's a little bit clearer.
Do you see them? Kristen.
We can see just one of the students, the student that's right behind you. So let's have a few more students move closer to her.
Can we stand, or it's okay to stand?
You can.
Kristen.
Why don't you sit? It will be more comfortable. It'll be a long hour if you're standing the whole time. So if everyone can sit, because now we also can't see your faces.
Yeah. What about now?
That's better. Let's have all the students, and I see, I think, a red chair in the center. Let's have a student sit there. Yep, right there.
Can you see most of them?
We can see two students and then a red, I think it's a chair in between both of them. So let's use that space right in there, that red chair, and have the students sit there while they're speaking. Can we do that? So we'll have everybody change seats.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And as soon as you guys are settled, then we'll get started. So let's have one student right in the middle there. Yeah. Okay, it's getting better over at our Yemen site, so we'll just continue to work through there. And again, the student that's speaking can come closest to the camera so that we can see your face, and that should work well for tonight. But I do want to get started because again, I know everyone, it's late and early in the morning. So again, on behalf of Bridges of Understanding and Global Nomads Group, I want to welcome everybody to our first video conference of the Youth Talk program. I know that all three groups are really excited for this opportunity, as am I, to connect schools in Alaska with a school in Yemen. My name is Kristen, and I'll be facilitating all of our video conferences of the Youth Talk program this year. And as you guys know, you've talked a bit with your teachers already. This year we're going to be exploring the question, how does cross-cultural dialogue promote global citizenship? So how can our conversations between schools in Alaska and schools in Yemen make us more aware of the world around us and events occurring worldwide? And hopefully with each of our conferences, we'll learn a little bit more about the world and relations between our countries, and also a little bit more about one another. But before we get started, I want to just give a few quick reminders. Before you start speaking, please start by stating your name so that we get to know you. Please speak slowly, clearly, and loudly. And when you finish speaking, please do say thank you, so that we know that you've completed your thought and we can move to the next student. We're going to start now with introductions. So I'd like to ask one student from each site to please state your name, the number of students that are in the classroom with you today, and something interesting that's happened in your school or community this year so far. A quick introduction. And then after that, we'll share some of your pictures and the video that was created, and then we'll move into further introductions of individual students and some questions. So again, we'll start with a quick introduction, and why don't we start at Skyview High School, and then we'll move to your peers in Yemen, and then we'll end at Kenai, and then we'll move to the next part of our video conference. So again, please state your name, the number of students with you today, and an interesting thing about your school or community. At Skyview, please go ahead when you're ready. Thank you.
Yep, you're good.
Hi, I'm Michaela Ryback. This is Skyview High School. We have 8 students here today. A very exciting thing at Skyview that we have is we have a lot of dances and we have all sorts of sports for you to play, and we have basketball and softball going on right now. So some fun stuff going on.
Thank you.
Great, thank you, Kayla. And so why don't we move now to our peers in Yemen. If we can have just one student state your name, number of students with you, and something interesting that's happened in your school or community. Please go ahead when you're ready. Thank you. Again, at KenaiAl Adawya School, as soon as you're ready, let's have one student just say your name. How many students are there with you guys this morning, very early in the morning before school started? And share with us one thing about your school to get us started. Thank you. And also at our school in Yemen, let's make sure your microphone is unmuted. It looks like you're trying to speak, but we can't hear you.
Listen. Yay.
That's better.
Listen, do you hear that?
Now we can. Now we can. Yes.
Yeah. So, hello. I am Hadida Muwafaq, and I'm a student in Rabat School. We've got here 13 students, and the most exciting thing that happened the last year, actually, in 12-12-12, there was like a great cleaning campaign that happened in the city. A lot of doctors, engineers, students, teachers, and a lot of people participated in it. It was like the second biggest cleaning campaign in the world. Thank you. Is it a voice? For her.
Thanks again to our Yemen peers and for your introduction. Let's move to Kenai for your introduction. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Alex. This is Kenai Central High School. We have about 17 students here. And something interesting about our school is we had an unplanned fire in our school yesterday. And we also have a lot of sports going on like basketball and skiing. Thank you.
Great, thanks for sharing that. I hope that all is well at your school with the fire. Perhaps you'll share a little bit more later. So great introductions to get us started. I want to move right into the picture slideshows and the video that was created. So we will start by showing the slideshow from the group at Skyview. I'm only going to show the first few slides about the community and ask some students at Skyview to share what those pictures are about. And then we'll have the student pictures and your information on our Ning site. And then we'll move into the video from Kenai High School. And we can have some questions there, and then we'll go to Yemen for their presentation. So I'm going to pull up now the pictures from Skyview, and if we can have a few students describe those. And over at our site in Yemen, I want you guys to start thinking about some questions that you have about school and community life for your peers in Alaska, and we can ask them right away. So sit tight and we'll get that presentation up now. Thank you.
When the pictures come up,
Oh, okay.
you can send that.
Oh, just, okay.
Pull them up and make sure that.
Oh, it's pretty. That looks kind of odd on your screen.
At Skyview, please go ahead when you're ready.
Are we unmuted?
You are good.
Okay. Hi, I'm Moira Pahala. I'm a sophomore at Skyview High School. And the first picture we have here is a whale. And
It's an ice sculpture.
oh, well, it's an ice sculpture of a whale, to be exact. And then where's, oh, okay. That is where we live, the Kenai Peninsula. We live in Soldotna, and it's right next to Mount Redoubt, and yeah. That's our school, Skyview High School. In the summertime, see there's not all the snow like there is right now. At Skyview we have sports and band and all that stuff. Here's some of the activities that go on at Skyview. Weightlifting, we have band, and there's a couple pictures of wrestling, and it looks like a track meet. Is that all of it? Oh, no.
Great, and then this does go into introductions of each student, which again we'll put up on the Ning site to make sure everybody can see. But now I also am going to show the video from Kenai, and then we'll start some of our cultural exchange questions.
There's a part of me, wild and free. In my heart there's a wild wolf howling to the tall pine tree. It's a long cold trail that I've been on. It just doesn't seem to be an end to this way I've been gone. Oh, I can see that road spreading over the land. I see a young boy standing with a suitcase in his hand, and it was long ago. The boy was me, and I was running like a wolf in the mountains, wild and free. I've got it in my mind that it it must have been the times that made me to wander away from a family that I love and a warm roof above. But everybody around me does say, well, it was just me, being wild and free. I didn't care at all which way I did go. I didn't mind the hunger, the wind or the rain or the snow, 'cause I was on the road to what I wanted to be. Just another man moving down the highway, wild and free. Well, I've got it in my mind that it must have been the times that made me to wander away from a family that I love and a warm roof above. But everybody around me did say it was just me, being wild and free. There's a part of me still wild and free. In my heart there's a wild wolf howling through the tall pine trees. It's a long cold trail that I've been on. It just doesn't seem to be an end to this way up.
Thank you to Skyview High School and Kenai High School for the great introduction to Alaska. I want to give your peers in Yemen an opportunity to ask a few questions about the images that they saw and some questions that they might have about you and your daily life. So why don't we move to Yemen, and feel free to ask 2 or 3 questions to your peers, and we'll go back and forth with question and answer. And Yemen, please go ahead when you're ready. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Basma Hadi. I am from KenaiAl Adawya School. I'd like to ask you some questions about USA. First, what's the most modern ways of education in USA? Thank you. Right. Christine, you hear?
We can hear. Can you repeat the question one more time and speak a little bit slower and a little bit louder? Repeat it one more time and state your name one more time.
My name is Basma Hadi, and I am from KenaiAl Adawya School. I'd like to ask you some questions about USA. First, what's the most modern ways of education in USA?
Great. So the question is, thank you very much. So the question is about education in the United States. If you guys at Kenai and at Skyview, why don't we have a student from Kenai respond with what your school day is like for teens your age. So how many years is the school that you're in, and what is modern education like? Kenai, please go ahead.
Hi, I'm Shayna from Kenai Central High School, and today's modern education here is mainly going to school. Some people do their classes online. Thanks.
Thanks. And let's have one more student at Kenai. Why don't you share with us what grade are you all in? And how long is the grade for the students at your school? How many years in school are you guys? Are you in middle school, high school, something like that to describe a little bit more?
Hi, my name is Katie. I'm a junior at Kenai Central High School, and the majority of us in this class are sophomores and juniors. We are in high school, and it's freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, so it's a 4-year school, and then we go off to college. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So let's go back to Yemen then with the second question, and for this one we can have a student at Skyview answer. So Rabah Al Adawya, please go ahead when you're ready. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Hadira Shamay. We are at Rabah School. The first question I'd like to ask you, which state has the biggest number of visitors, and could you tell me some of historical places there? Thank you.
Visitors or it's gonna be
Could we get a little clarification on the question? We weren't quite sure what was asked.
Sure, the question was what state has the most visitors? So if a student wants to describe maybe the largest states in the US, if you know, or the states that you think have the largest tourism.
New York, but say Alaska gets a lot.
Okay. Hello, my name is Zoe Zorn. Here at Skyview.
Zoe, please speak nice and loud.
I would say New York City and New York State gets the most visitors, but Alaska, being the largest state, gets a lot of visitors too. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Zoe. Let's go back to the students in Yemen for one more question about your peers. So New York, while it might get the most visitors, we're reminded that Alaska is the largest state. Let's go back to Yemen and have one more question. And just a reminder to speak slowly and loudly with all of your questions and with all of your answers. At the Rabah School, please go ahead when you're ready.
Hi, I'm Haneen and I'm 14 years old. Okay, I'm in Rabah Adawya School and I want to ask you a question. Okay. If you are the president of Alaska, what's the main thing you will do it for economy? Thank you.
Can you repeat the end of your question one more time? If you're the president of Alaska, what was the end of the question?
What did you do? Okay. What's the main thing you will do it for economy? Thank you.
Great. So let's have, how about one student from Kenai and then one student from Skyview. What, if you're the president of Alaska, what's the main thing that you would do with your time, and then also for the economy? So maybe tell us a little bit about the economy in Alaska as you answer that question. Let's have Kenai, then Skyview. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Grace. I'm a sophomore at Kenai Central. And we don't have a president of Alaska. We are a state, and so throughout the whole United States we have one president. And so here in Alaska we have governors. And I guess what the governors do is they pass laws here in Alaska, and they, like, I guess they use the resources as best they can. But I think the best thing that they could do for the economy is keep the production of oil here in the state instead of branching out to possibly Canada. Thank you.
You're on.
Hi, my name is Cassie Day, and I'm from Skyview. And if I was the president of Alaska, I would create more jobs and create new opportunities for the younger people. Thank you.
Great, thanks to all the groups. So starting us off strongly with a little bit about school life, also looking at if you were the leader of your community, what would you want to see happening in that community? I want to transition now to let your Yemeni peers introduce their school and community. So I'm going to show the pictures that were sent of the city of Sana'a in Yemen, and then also of the school that your peers attend in Yemen. And then we'll have some opportunities for our peers at Skyview and Kenai to ask some questions. So I will pull up first the pictures of Yemen, and then the pictures of the school. And I'm going to ask KenaiAl Adawya if we can have a few students tell us about the pictures as we move through them, just remembering to speak nice and slow so that we make sure that we're getting all of your information. So I'll put them up now and then we'll get started.
The pictures. Who wants to talk about the pictures? Just about Yemen. Oh my God! No, look at this. This is alive. Are you joking? Don't speak. I'm looking at it. It's allowed to speak now. No, I'm going She's going to go.
Okay, at KenaiAl Adawya, we can get started as soon as you're ready. So what we'll do is you can describe this picture and then I will scroll to the next pictures and you can just tell us a little bit about some of them as we move through. And I apologize, my computer is acting a bit strange with the camera, so I can't. Okay. So at the KenaiAl Adawya School, please go ahead when you're ready.
Tell her you're ready. So we're ready here.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Where's the picture? The picture. Tristan, Tristan, do you hear?
Yes. We cannot hear her. She needs to speak a little bit louder. And again, while we show the pictures, just tell us a little bit about the different sites in Yemen in general as we move through them. But make sure you do speak nice and loud.
Okay, so this picture you are viewing now is in Aden city. It's the economical province in Yemen. So this is different pictures of Yemen. It's for Aden city, Hadramaut city, and Socotra Island too. And this also for Eb city. It's a green city. And this is for Socotra Island. It's full of tourism. And this is the Jambia, traditional clothing for Yemen. This is all Sab'a. And this is the pictures of our school. This is the yard of our school and some students too. This is our traditional uniform of school. This is the computer lab and the science one too.
Great, thank you very much for putting together this picture slideshow. And again, this picture slideshow as well as the student introductions, which is something else that the KenaiAl Adawya School put together, similar to Skyview, will all be on the Ning site. Oops, sorry, my camera had a little bit, there we go. And back zoomed in. Why don't we go to Skyview High School first for some questions, and then we can go to Kenai. So why don't we have Skyview, Kenai, Skyview, Kenai. Please go ahead when you're ready. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Hello, this is Zoe Zorn again, and I'd like to ask what kinds of extracurricular activities your school offers. Thank you.
هو الكاترين Hi, my name is Rima Liryani, and I'd like to talk about the activities you asked about. We have weekly activities that our school offers. So we have like 2 classes a week of you can choose between cooking and drawing and sport. You can choose between many activities that the school offers. We have cooking, we have drawing and painting, and we have handicrafts. We can make crafts in school. So these are mostly the activities that students do in our school. Thank you. No worries.
Hi, my name's Katie, and I'm from Kenai Central High School, and my question is, what do you guys enjoy doing in your free time when you're not in school, out in your community? Thank you.
Hey, my name is Malak Al-Khami from KenaiAl Adawya School. Actually, I like to do a lot of things, but especially I like to cook because a lot of things like cookies and cake and chocolate, and play with my brothers. Thank you.
Joanne, we'll have you come up. Remember to speak nice and clear.
Hello, my name is Joanne Glaves, and I was just wondering what the weather is like in Yemen. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah Khaled. the weather in Yemen in these days are so cold. We are in winter season. Thank you.
Kirsten, can we get that one? Can we get that one again? Can we get that answer again? We couldn't really understand that one.
Sure. The student at Rabba Al Adawya that just spoke, if you can tell us one more time what the weather is like. I believe you said that it's cold in the winter time now. Why don't you tell us approximately the temperature? And we'll see if anybody knows how to convert temperature. Otherwise, I'll help you guys out as well. So in Yemen, what's the temperature about these days? And is it snowing? Is it raining? What's the weather like?
Hello. Again, my name is Sarah Khalid. The weather in these days are so cold. The temperature is 17. And there is no rain in this season. Thank you.
It's 17 degrees Celsius or 17 degrees Fahrenheit?
Celsius. Okay. Hello, my name is Ahmed Salam. You can call me Pete. I know it's a hard name to say for you, but I'm going to talk about the weather. It's usually warm, but it gets colder and colder during winter. These days, usually the temperature is 17 Celsius degree, and it's usually especially in the spring, it's awesome. It's amazing weather that we have. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So we can go to Skyview who asked the question, or to Kenai, to see, does anybody know 17 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit, about what that temperature is? And then if you guys can tell us, is this similar to how cold it is for your winter in Alaska, or is it different? Why don't we go to Skyview where you asked the question for the answer there.
Go ahead, Michaela.
I don't know it.
What's their average temperature?
Oh, like our
Average
average
temperature
temperature
in
is like
New Jersey is
negative
between
20.
0 and 20 degrees.
You mean we're telling them just how cold it is here?
Yeah, you could tell them how cold it can get.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Michaela, again from Skyview. Our weather during the winter can get below 0, and during the summer it gets around 50, 60 degrees at the most usually. It can get 70 sometimes when it's really nice out. Thank you.
Great, thank you at Skyview. I want to just chime in quickly to remind everybody, we are actually, I believe, talking in two different temperatures. In Yemen, I think we're getting our degrees in Celsius. So 17 degrees Celsius is about 62 degrees Fahrenheit, to give you guys an idea at Skyview. And then similarly, 0 would be freezing or below freezing if we're talking in Fahrenheit. So I think an interesting thing might be maybe on the Ning site, we can start a conversation about conversions of Celsius to Fahrenheit so that we can learn a little bit more about what that weather is like. But so think about that, and we can move to one more question from Kenai. Please go ahead.
Hi, my name is Kendra, and I was wondering what age you guys graduate from high school. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Samiha Mughrabi, and I'd like to answer about your question. The age of graduation is from 17 or 18. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Oh, do I have to go back up?
Yeah. Yeah, stand back up. She's got a follow-up.
Hi, it's me again. Do you guys go to college after you graduate high school, or what do you do after you graduate, usually? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Fatma Aida, and to answer your question, some girls go to college and study there, but there are some girls that leave school and actually get married. Thanks.
Great, thanks to all three groups so far. I want to jump in quickly to ask, so we are coming close to the end of our scheduled video conference end time. I want to ask at all three sites, is it okay if we stay 15 minutes later? So 8:15 p.m. in Alaska and 8:15 a.m. in Yemen. At Kenai, is that okay? Just a yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Great. At Skyview, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Great. Great. And at KenaiAl Adawya in Yemen, is it okay if we go till 8:15 a.m. for you guys?
Yes.
Yes. Great. So then for this last 20 minutes, I want to continue this conversation on this general cultural exchange, learning a little bit more about daily life, school life, what you guys have planned after high school and secondary school, and also looking a little bit about your community. I also want both groups to start thinking about the collaborative project element of this program. So in addition to video conferencing 4 times, all 3 of our sites are also going to engage in some kind of project with one another where we think about that question: how does cross-cultural dialogue promote global citizenship? And then some topics that are important to you to look a little bit more at through our dialogue, and perhaps all together we'll maybe make a video or start a blog or do some kind of artwork exhibition, or just have an exhibition for your school to share the knowledge that you're gaining in this program. So I want to continue with our questions back and forth, and we can do this in a format where we'll have a question from our school in Yemen, and then we can have an answer from one representative at Skyview and then one at Kenai. And then we can have a question from Skyview for Yemen and then a question from Kenai for Yemen. And we'll move in that format back and forth with one another. But I also want you to start thinking about this project, and if there are some topics that you think are really interesting that you want to explore, I want you to share them with us and we can discuss them further. So at Kenai or Skyview, if you have some ideas for the topic you want to explore, if you want to share that now, and then we'll move to Yemen, and we can also continue just our questions back and forth. Skyview, why don't you guys go ahead when you're ready?
At Skyview, we have a person that would like to speak. Go ahead, Moira.
Hi, my name is Moira Pahala, and a topic that I think would be really cool to learn about is food. I know that they talked a lot about like chocolate, and I love chocolate and cakes and stuff like that, but maybe get into more of their cultural food and stuff like that. Thank you.
Great. So that's a great thing to get us started looking a little bit more about food from different cultures. Kenai, do you have anything to add or another idea? This is just a sharing of ideas for now, and then we'll move back into our questions to continue to learn more about one another. Kenai, please go ahead when you guys are ready.
Yeah, here she comes.
Hi, it's Kendra again. We were just wondering about your guys' headdresses that you use to cover your heads, and we just wanted to know some information about that and how that's part of your culture. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Why don't we move to our school in Yemen and we can talk a little bit about clothing. We can start with that conversation there, and you guys can share some information with your peers to describe that a little bit more. And then we can also have any ideas from our peers in Yemen about ideas for this collaborative project. So please go ahead when you're ready.
Kristen.
Yes?
About the, you will answer the question or to talk about the project?
Why don't we have a student answer the question first, and then we can have another student talk about an idea for the project. And answering the question might become part of the project, but let's have some first thoughts now. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Fatima Khalid and I'm from KenaiAl Adawya School. Our hijab is a part of our religion, and it's kind of a protection for us. We don't show our hair or neck or even body to anybody but our husbands and family. That's only. It's, you know, it's part of a traditional for us. Thank you.
There, we don't want to.
I think at Yemen, we're at KenaiAl Adawya School. You guys are deciding who's going to come speak next. As soon as you're ready, we can just have a student discuss. So the first ideas for our project related to food and clothing sound like ideas about cultural traditions of different groups. But let's see if you have other ideas. Please share them now, and then we can discuss them all together. So KenaiAl Adawya, please go ahead when you're ready to discuss the collaborative project a little bit more. Thank you.
Yeah, عادي. لما أنت time أنت ما تكلمتيش like الوقت. Come here. Here عشان تفرش. No, you.
Okay, hi, my name is Zafira Mujahid. I'm from Yemen. Okay, actually, we would like to talk about like as a name or as a suggestion for the project that you think. What about we do it like about free time? Would we like free time in Yemen or free time in Alaska? How would you think? Thank you.
Can you, I believe the student that was just speaking had mentioned talking a little bit more about free time and things that you do outside of school. But if you can please just repeat that and again speak slowly and loudly. I just want to make sure that I heard you well and your peers in Alaska also heard you well. Thank you.
Okay, hi again. My name is Zafira. And my suggestion was about why we don't talk about the free time that they have and we have after school. How could we spend it? Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, so then our third suggestion was talking a little bit about free time and life outside of school. So with those three topics in mind, I want to go around. We can start at Skyview, then move back to Yemen, and then to Kenai with how you think, why you think these are important topics, looking at different foods, different clothing, how you spend your time, why you think these are important topics, and then how you think we can bring them together. What's maybe a larger theme around these different pieces that you want to learn more about. Why don't we start at
Kristen?
Skyview? Yeah.
Kristen, can we have one more? Can we have one more suggestion here at Kenai?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Mariah, and I go to Kenai Central High School. And I heard of this movie called Salmon Fishing in Yemen, and we salmon fish a lot here. It's like a big part of our culture and economy. And I think it'd be cool to do something about that. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Why don't we go to Yemen to see if anyone has heard of the movie as well, and if they want to share that. And then also, if anybody from any site has an additional topic of interest, do let us know now. So why don't we go to Yemen first? Is anyone familiar with the film that was just mentioned, Salmon Fishing? Share it with us. Or share with us if you think movies might also be, common movies, something of interest.
Hi again, my name is Rima Biryani. I'd like to talk about this movie. It's not Yemeni, it's a British movie. British people came and they filmed it here in Yemen. It's a nice movie, but we don't actually have salmon fish in Yemen. We have lots of different kinds of fish, and we have really delicious fish, but we don't have salmon in Yemen. So this film it's filmed here in Yemen, but it's not really a Yemeni film. Thank you.
Thanks for the clarification, and perhaps that could be another topic too, how countries might be portrayed in different film or television series, but how things may be true or not true. For example, there are not actually salmon in Yemen, as we just learned. So why don't we, again, let's start perhaps with Skyview. If you have some comments so far about further ideas for the collaborative project, or if you have another question for your peers to learn a little bit more, we can do comments and questions. We'll start at Skyview first to continue to move through this brainstorm and to learn more about one another. Skyview, please go ahead when you're ready. Thank you.
Just louder and slower.
Hi, my name is Emma Landis and I'm from Skyview, and we're just wondering what kind of art and music you guys are into, and we think that would be a good topic for the project too. Thank you.
Thank you. Why don't we have one or two students at KenaiAl Adawya talk a little bit about art and music that you're interested in. Share with us to start us off. And then as soon as you're done sharing at KenaiAl Adawya, why don't you go ahead and either ask a question to your peers or offer another suggestion, topic of interest for the project. Thank you.
Ask a question about the answer that question. I'll add another quickly. So hello, Hadil again. I'll answer the question about the art and music in Yemen. We've got traditional Yemeni music, but the teenagers really don't listen to this kind of music. They listen to American music actually, and Egyptian one. About the art, we've got few artists in Yemen. Actually, this year we've got an artist called Murad Subair. He is a young man, and he started painting in the street. He done like a gallery in the street. So that's it. That's about the art and music in Yemen. It's a brief description. Thank you. Sure. just a minute. Listen, do you hear it?
Yes, we heard you very well. To describe a little bit more about music, traditional music versus American music and Egyptian music in Yemen, and then also about local artists. So if we have follow-up questions from Kenai or Skyview, they'll come shortly. But why don't we first have a comment or another question from you at Rabba Al Adawya about the collaborative project or anything more you want to learn about your peers. So at Rabba Al Adawya, go ahead when you're ready. Thank you.
Okay, hi, my name is Malak again. I want to ask you, when I was reading about your Alaska, your country, I read that your country called land of the midnight sun. It's right, and I want to know why it's called that. Thank you.
Kendra, can you Skyview has an answer for that one.
Hello, my name is Kendra Quiner, and they call it the land of the midnight sun because in the summertime, the sun hardly goes down at all. I think the only hours of darkness is between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. It's just always sunny in the summertime, and in the winter, the sun hardly even comes up. It comes up around the middle of the day in the winter, and it's only up for about 2.5 hours usually. But the sun just doesn't go down in the summer. Thank you.
Great, thanks very much for sharing that.
We've got a little bit of an added answer. Go ahead, Alex.
Great, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Alex. There are some places in Alaska where the sun doesn't come up in the winter, so it's 24 hours of darkness. Thank you.
Great, Alice, can you tell us where those places are? Maybe also put the names on the name site so we can look them up.
One of the places is Nome, which is our northernmost city in Alaska. Barrow. No, whatever, same thing. Yeah, thank you.
Great, and while we're at Kenai, why don't we have, we're coming close to the end of our video conference. Let's have one or two students with another question or comment for your peers on the collaborative project or learning more about them in general. Please go ahead at Kenai when you're ready.
Well, my name's Kirsten from Kenai, and I was wondering what languages you speak in Yemen. Thank you.
To our peers in Kenai High School, I will repeat the question. Your peers in Yemen just dropped off the call. It looks like their internet just cut out. As soon as they're back online, I'm going to ask if you can re-ask the question. They should have heard it before they had fallen off the call, but just to remind them. So why don't we sit tight quickly? I know it's getting late in Alaska, so hopefully they'll be on very soon. So far for everybody, yes.
Hey, don't worry about, I mean, if we go even a little, most of our kids were thinking, we were kind of thinking it was going till 8:30, so we're good to go if we run over a little bit longer.
Great, great. And is that similar? Is it okay if we stay on to wait for them to come back?
Yes. Yeah, we're okay with 8:30.
I thought it was going to 9.
Yeah, I thought it was going to 8.
Great. So then our tech here is going to let us know once they're back on the call. But in the meantime, maybe between both of these schools, you guys can share with one another and with me. What languages do you guys learn or speak in school? If you want to share that, and we can have a little conversation here at Skyview, why don't we start there?
Can I say something?
Sure. Go ahead.
We can also use this time.
Mention what I speak.
Yeah, so and then I speak.
Am I ready?
Yep.
Hey. Hi, Michaela. I speak 2 languages. I speak English, obviously, and I also speak Bohemian, which is from Romania. That's where my great-grandparents are from, and my family on both sides know the language, so that's actually the language I first learned, and then I learned English. And I'm also starting to learn this semester Arabic because I have a friend from Pakistan that might come visit me. Thank you.
Emma, you want to go ahead?
Hello, it's Kendra again, and I have been teaching my cousin who married into the family. She's a Japanese lady. I've been teaching her English, and she taught me Japanese, so I'm becoming fluent in Japanese as well as English, which is my first language. Thank you.
Wow, sounds like a lot of interesting language backgrounds at Skyview. I want to ask to both groups, what languages do you think your peers in Yemen speak?
What do you think, you guys?
Arabic. English.
I'm hearing from Kenai Arabic and English. Do you think they might speak any other languages?
Egyptian.
Yeah, they speak Arabic. Like the Egyptian, whatever.
Is at Skyview, what do you guys think? So we have Arabic and English. I also heard Egyptian. Do you guys know, is Egyptian its own language or is it part of another language?
I have.
I know. Yeah, Egyptians speak Arabic.
Hi, I have friends also in Egypt. They say that there's about 5 or 6 different languages there. I can't really pronounce some of the names, but I know that there's multiple different ones in some of the smaller villages. But I think Arabic is a very big one that they have there, but I know that there's a few others that they have as well.
There's different dialects.
I just heard a student, I'm not sure from which school site, Kenai or Skyview, mentioned the word dialect. And that might be an interesting question for your peers. Was that at Skyview? I saw someone pointing. It might be interesting to ask your peers in Yemen if they do speak Arabic, which everyone seems to think that they do, and they do. But we'll find out that shortly. If there is a special dialect for Yemen, or if they know other dialects of Arabic, and you guys can learn a little bit more about differences between dialects and languages. Might be interesting once they get back on. While we're waiting for them as well, we can talk a little bit about the collaborative project. We can talk a little bit more about your ideas. So we had talking about food, clothing, art, music, language. Does anybody see these themes as coming together all as one? Do you have any ideas of what kind of project you might want to create? Why don't we have 1 or 2 students from Kenai first, and then we'll come back to Skyview. And again, we're working hard to get them back online. It is most likely internet bandwidth, and they have a low connection right now, but hopefully they'll be on shortly. So at Kenai, what do you guys think so far about the video conference, and what are some of your thoughts on the collaborative project?
What was the first one? Food. Okay. Over here at Kenai, we really liked the clothing and the music and the food, especially because who doesn't like food? But maybe making a music video featuring food, and because they said that they liked American music, maybe we could put some of the music that they like from America, and maybe we could research some of the music they like and put that in there too, and see if we like it. Thank you.
Could do it with the room. An excellent idea. Why don't we go to Skyview? What are some of your thoughts there? And it looks like we're just about ready to get your peers back on. Skyview, what do you guys think so?
It's like, don't make
Maybe I can talk about like
come over there.
I would never. Michael Jackson, definitely.
Madonna.
Am I
Oh,
on?
did I just
Okay. Hi, I'm Moira, and I was thinking maybe it'd be cool if we put like some of the iTunes like big hits. Like I don't necessarily like the song. I know "Call Me Maybe" is like a huge one, or like Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, that kind of stuff. And we could even put classics, maybe like Michael Jackson, Beatles type stuff.
Led Zeppelin. Justin
Led Zeppelin.
Bieber.
Great, thank you, Skyview. So some more thoughts on music. It looks like your peers in Yemen are on the call and they can hear us. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see their video for this last few minutes. If that status changes, we'll see them pop up once they start talking. But for now, they're going to have to stay on audio only. So welcome back, everybody at KenaiAl Adawya. We were talking a little bit about the collaborative project just now, and both groups of students thought maybe incorporating music into some of the cultural themes such as food might be interesting. Before we continue with that conversation, we did leave off with a question from the Kenai school. So at Kenai, if you want to re-ask that question about languages, and then we can get an answer. And then we'll wrap up our conversation on the collaborative project. So Kenai, please restate the question from a few minutes ago. But first, actually, before you start the question, can I just get a confirmation from our peers in Yemen? Can you just say, yes, I heard everything you said? Great. In Yemen, can you hear us? Huda, can you tell me, yes, I can hear you, if you can hear me clearly?
Yes, I'm hearing you well. Okay. But I can't see you.
Wonderful. So then we're going to have a question from Kenai for your students at KenaiAl Adawya. I'll let our student at Kenai go right now. Thank you.
So I'm Kirsten from Kenai, and I was wondering what languages you speak in Yemen. Thank you.
Hi, how are you? My name is Afaq Ahmed. I'm from KenaiAl Adawya School. Arabic is the local language in Yemen, but each city has a different accent. There's a lot of accent, like Adani accent and San'ani accent, and Salsi accent, and some people doesn't understand each other. Thank you.
Actually, I'd like to add something. People really can't understand the accents of each other, but just one province, it's called Al-Mahra. They have their own accent that nobody in Yemen understands it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. At Skyview or Kenai, do you have a follow-up question on language? If so, please ask it now. Otherwise, so let's go ahead. Kenai or Skyview, do you have a follow-up question on language? And if not, you could just say no.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay, great. So then why don't we have a student at Skyview summarize quickly in 1 or 2 sentences what we talked about with the collaborative project, the idea that you guys had about how you'd incorporate some of those different topics. And then we'll go to the KenaiAl Adawya School for their final thoughts or idea there, and then we'll bring everything to a close. So at Skyview, can you summarize that quick conversation that we had?
Thanks. Your name?
Alright, my name is Emily DiPaolo, and we talked about doing a music video, maybe with the collaboration of food into it somehow, I guess.
And clothing.
And clothing, and music in that music video. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it, so thanks.
Thank you, Emily. So one of the ideas so far was, again, to create some kind of a music video showing different kinds of food, clothing, some of the things that we had already talked about. At the KenaiAl Adawya School, why don't you share with us if you think this is a good idea, if you have another idea, and we can then continue this conversation on the Ning site. So at KenaiAl Adawya, please go ahead when you're ready.
Question, just talk about the project. We want to leave school. ايش الايديا؟ What's the idea with
Okay, hi again. My name is Athir. We just was thinking, like me and my friends, about the food. It's a good idea because we have like many traditional foods, especially in Yemen, for each city. But we have got like another idea, which is about the talented. Why don't we talk about talent that we have in Yemen and in Alaska? Thank you.
To the student in Yemen that just finished her comment, can you repeat the end one more time? And again, speak nice and loud and nice and slow. I'm not sure that we all heard your second suggestion for the collaborative project. So nice and loud, please.
Okay, hi again. The second suggestion was about the talent. Why don't we talk about the talent that we have in Yemen and the talent that you have in Alaska? Thank you.
Great. So then the last suggestion was also adding talents that everybody has into this cultural exchange share. With really only 4 minutes left and we are way over time, I'd like to make a suggestion that everybody get onto the Ning, the online platform, which I know many students are already there. If you're having trouble on the Ning platform, please tell your teacher and they'll let me know and I'll make sure we get you onto that site. But why don't we start some lists and pictures of different foods that we might share in this video, different articles of clothing, different talents that different students have, and maybe some different songs that you might want to feature. And we can start listing these and then brainstorming how we would bring them all together. So start thinking about that with your classmates. Start contributing on the Ning site if you have any more ideas to add or any more questions to add to those ideas. I do want to ask, in our original plan, we did save time if any students wanted to share a talent or hobby. Since we're running short on time, why don't we go quickly if any student at any site wants to share with us a talent that they have or a hobby that they have. Maybe we'll do just one student from each site if anybody did want to share that. We'll start at Kenai. Is there anybody there that wants to share? And then we'll go to Skyview and then we'll end in Yemen. And if not, if no one had prepared anything today, that's absolutely fine. Just say we'll bring in a cultural share next week or at the next meeting.
Next week, please.
Okay, great. At Skyview, was there anything that anyone wanted to share? A talent or a hobby?
Yes. Yes, we have 3 girls that like to talk about what they're participating in now.
Great.
Hi, I'm Moira Pahala.
I'm Joanne Glaves.
And I'm Emily DiPaolo.
And we're all on the Skyview basketball teams. I don't know if the Yemen girls know, but this is a basketball. And these are basketball shoes. They're from Nike. I don't know if you guys have that. and Emily's a point guard, so she's like control. I'm wing, and Joanne's a post guard. So there's some different positions. So we just thought we'd share like what our interests are, and that's basically our main hobby, I think.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. Thanks very much, and for bringing in some of the equipment that you play basketball with. Let's check in Yemen if anybody has brought in any items to share. And I also see one more student at Skyview. Go ahead before we move on. The student in the front.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
And if anybody else at Skyview, the student in the back can also come up.
Hi, I'm Michaela. And I'm Emma. We're in softball, it's kind of like baseball, but it's for girls. And it's the baseball is a lot smaller, but our softball is a lot bigger. And we have gloves that we use to catch the ball. And on the team, I'm the left field, which I stand out and I catch the balls that go really far out in the field.
I'm also left field. She plays on varsity, and I'm JV usually, so junior varsity. So I play left field usually too.
Great, thank you very much. And I think one more student at Skyview. Please go ahead.
We do have one student.
Hello, I'm Zoe, and I'm a martial arts student, mostly in defensive procedures, and we go up through a ranking of color belts. Right now, I'm a striped belt in orange. Thank you.
Great, thanks very much at Skyview for sharing some of your hobbies. Why don't we check in Yemen if any students have any final things they want to share about themselves? Otherwise, we will bring our call to a close. And just keeping in mind at KenaiAl Adawya, unfortunately, we don't have any video, so we'll have to be to explain verbally if you want to share anything. And similar to Kenai, if you don't have anything to share this week, we can, of course, have some students share some interest in our next video conference.
Yeah, Kristen. Yeah, Kristen.
KenaiAl Adawya, if any student has something to share, let's have them just speak up now, and if not, you can just say no, and we'll end our video conference now. So Huda, let me know, yes or no?
Yes or no? Do you have a talent? Yeah, I have definitely. Yeah, yes.
Yes, let's have one student.
Yes, yeah. Can you see me, Kristen? Yeah, can you see me?
We don't have any video. The video is not coming through, so it's only sound.
Oh, yes.
Our why don't we at KenaiAl Adawya School, since we are over time and since we can't see your video, why don't we save the cultural share? We can start it off with our next video conference to kick us off, and then we'll get into our conversation there. And in the meantime, if you do want to share a recording or some pictures on the Ning online platform, we can do that. But I do need to bring our call to a close today. So I do want to just say thank you to all of our participating sites, to Skyview High School, Kenai High School, and KenaiAl Adawya Secondary School. On behalf of Global Nomads Group and Bridges of Understanding, this was a really exciting experience to connect our school in Alaska with our school in Yemen. So I do want to ask everyone in our last few minutes here, you can unmute your microphones to say goodbye. We will pick up our conversation right where we left off with a cultural share from the KenaiAl Adawya School at our next video conference and continue the conversation on the collaborative project on Ning in the meantime. So everybody can go ahead and unmute their mics and say your final goodbyes, and have a good evening in Alaska and a good morning in Yemen. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thanks,
Thanks
Kristen.
to everybody.
Yeah.
Have a good night and a good morning.
All right, thank you.